Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Going to go over our Forex trades for today, Tuesday, December 9th. Not much action yesterday. Today, we had 3 trades, pulled out 25.7 pips, the best day of the month so far, although it's just really basically a week old. Could have been a lot better, too, or could have been a whole lot better on the trade this morning. We'll go over that in a minute. We did wake up this morning here in the States to find out that markets or equity markets were going to gap down about 1% or more. China, the Shanghai composite was down over 5% overnight, and currently Greece is down about 12%. They're closing soon. So the Greece is not a big deal. I mean, yeah, it's down 12%, but as far as global markets, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it is a little bit. They're bumping up the election much sooner rather than it was supposed to be 3 or 4 months from now. They're bumping it up, and there's a lot of concern that if one of the party wins, they could be staring at they're more inclined to declare bankruptcy or ask for more of a bailout in Greece, where the other party is more trying to work with the capital they've received already as far as bailouts. Obviously, one party's right, one party's wrong. Maybe one party's overreacting, or maybe the other party is not reacting enough. We don't know, but we've been saying all along that Greece is in horrible, horrible shape, and it's not a surprise. The surprise was that they moved the election up. The bigger concern is over in China. Apparently, what China's been doing since the financial crisis 2008, real briefly, is that they were basically floating capital from the Chinese government to local towns and cities to beyond building infrastructure, building actual towns and cities. And I've seen them, and I believe we've talked about it before. They call them ghost cities. There's actual cities, half the size of Manhattan, that are brand new buildings that have been being built since 2008. No one lives there, or a couple hundred people live there, and it could hold millions of people. They call them ghost towns. And what the builders have done is they did sell the properties, and what people did throughout China is they would pool their money together, a family, several generations, grandparents, parents, working age children. They pool their money together and they buy an apartment in these cities with the plans on renting it out. Well, no one knew it was going to be ghost cities, and so you have a lot of problems happening in China that the mainstream media really doesn't pick up on here in the States. And a lot of that financing from the Chinese government, over 40% of it was going to high risk, rated under investment grade municipalities. A new law came into effect that they cannot lend the money to municipality. I think it's not just investment grade. I believe it may even be under AAA rated, which is putting a stop to all of this in China. And you're looking at it could be a massive bubble that pops. We're going to find out here over the remaining weeks what happens. I'm very curious to see how the Shanghai opens later tonight here in the States. And what the sell-off, if the sell-off continues, if we get a rebound, excuse me, and if the sell-off does continue, what happens overnight by the time we get up. Anyway, that's enough of that. So obviously it's impacted financial markets around the world. You've had a flight to safety to the Japanese yen and the Swiss franc. So you've seen anything based with yen either sell off or rally depending on what the yen is, and same thing with the Swiss franc. Let's go over the trades real quick here. We had 3 trades. Last night we had a trade in U.S. dollar Japanese yen, which was announced. We were long this 120.843. Went in our favor relatively quickly. It took maybe half hour or so. Ran right up towards the figure. You know our feeling on figures by now. We got out just ahead of that, 120.96, picked up 11.7 pips. I think it maybe touch the figure, maybe just a hair over the figure on the offer side, and then start to sell off several hours later. That ended up being the right move, selling out the figure. We even announced if we could get through the figure, it could run up into the 20s, maybe mid 20s. It just couldn't break through that figure area, on the bid side I'm talking. This trade was the one we should have held longer this morning. This was a trade this morning which was announced an hour or so, 45 minutes, maybe half an hour ahead to short this 1.88436. Came in nice. It looks easy on a 30-minute chart. Our thinking was these tops could possibly be some support. So we were thinking to cover this somewhere around 30, which we did, 1.88333, picked up 10.3 pips. We should have, looking back, we should have got out of half and held half to see if it would approach the figure, which is exactly what it did. Although this one did break through the figure. Look at that. It broke through it by 40 pips or more as it broke through the figure. So we should have held on for at least half and covered the other half down near the figure, or see if it would break through, or even pieced it out, maybe cover a piece at the figure or just above the figure and then see if it breaks through. But we didn't, Sometimes you feel like you're getting greedy if you do that, So, but we'll take it, up 10.3 pips on that. And then this was the swing trade, which was actually from last week. We were long this 123.250. We were long about 1/10 our normal size, just because the algorithm was looking to risk so much. So we got long this. We sold a half of our normal size up near the figure of 124, picking up 74.1 pips, which is adjusted for size. We sold a half there. Adjusted for size would be, 7 and change pips, but we sold a half, so we picked up 3.7 pips there. Our thinking was that this thing was going to run up towards the figure of 125 or even higher. We were looking to scale out some of it at 125 and then scale out maybe some more 125.50 or 126. It stalled out 124.50 and started to reverse. We had the rest of the remaining half would be at break even, which we broke out. Which it came down to overnight. We pushed on that half. So overall, we picked up 3.7 pips. I mean, it was a great trade. We picked up 74 pips, but adjusted for size, it's 3.7 pips. So, nothing great. It is a great trade. Nothing great for our capital. If it would have done what we were expecting or what we thought it was going to do, we would have been picking up probably a total of 10 to 12, maybe 15 pips if it did what the algorithm was calculating. It didn't happen that way, but we'll take it. So far, like I said, best day of the month, 25.7 pips on those 3 trades. Could have been a lot better. Could have been a hell of a lot better. But anyway, that's it. We're going to wrap it up. We'll take it and we'll move on. If any signals come out, they'll be coming your way. We'll be looking at the calendar tonight, looking to trade again tonight. And that's it. If you're trading now, good luck. And we'll be back tomorrow, assuming we get some action.